Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice defending taxpayers for 4 decades. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I know enough information to tell you what you need within that 5 minutes. I have a whole team of former IRS agents on staff. You can look at my website at 777irs.com. You can look at all my videos, my TV videos. I just on Newsmax 2 days ago. I started this station for 3 reasons. I repeat this all the time on every YouTube. So you know, I try to give you insider information. I try to educate you on subjects, and really so you don't get ripped off by calling other people or listening to them and they're giving you a bunch of crap. I started this video because I started looking into some of these YouTubes, and really being in the business as long as I've had, some of them, not all of them, some of them were really pretty disgusting. You have people reading scripts all the time and people telling you what they think they know, and at the end of the day it was pretty sickening to me. So I says, you know, I'm just going to come out, sit at home and blast some of these YouTubes out and see what happens. And I got a bunch of subscribers. I never thought I'd have anybody, but we're really honest and very forthright about what we tell you, and whatever we tell you is pretty much the gospel of what's going on today. By the way, I work the offer and compromise program. I used to accept offers, sign my name, and deny offers. So I know the offer real well. I was a teaching instructor for the offer and compromise. On my team is Peter Salinger, a former IRS agent offer specialist, group manager. He's worked over 2,000 offers and compromise, at least, for the government, so we know what we're doing. Today I want to tell you what to expect after you file your offer and compromise. Many people are do-it-yourselfers. They file their own offers. I get a lot of calls for people. I'm going to be honest, if you're going to file an offer and compromise, you really need to hire, and I'm not telling you this for me, you really need to hire someone to do your offer. They're complicated. They're more complicated than you think. IRS does a lot of due diligence on offers and compromise, and usually a person who does offers can probably get you a lower settlement, because we pretty much know what we're doing and how to make your financial statement and your offer more attractive, and probably settle it for a lower amount. Anyway, let me just tell you what happens after you file your offer and compromise. It's probably going to take a year for IRS to get to. IRS has different training groups in different parts of the United States. Depending on their inventory, that's where your case is going to go. So we live in Florida. There's 2 offer groups in Florida. I have some people from other states actually working cases down here in Florida. Anywhere in the United States, they just feel they go ahead and send these offers to. Offers are really backed up. Just letting you know, COVID set everything back. We used to be able to get an offer through in 8 months, and now it's taking at least 12 months to 13 months. So when you send that offer and compromise, you're going to have somebody like me looking at your offer and compromise. And when that person reads that offer, there's never a case that IRS is not going to respond to and say, we want this, 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 and this. As a matter of fact, expect that. IRS can also go ahead and ask you to update the financial statement because it's a year old. IRS does this a lot now because the cases have been sitting there. So you've got to make sure that you live through this offer the same financially, the same way, in fact, that you have presented your initial offer to IRS. So usually when we get it, we explore the offer, we see what the numbers you have, and we're looking at 2 things on your offer form. We're looking at the value of your assets, and as a former IRS agent, I'd look at your income and expenses and making sure you're within the national standards. If your offer is going to go up, your offer is going to go up in 2 areas for IRS to accept. They did not agree with your analysis of your the fair market value, and they looked at your financial statement and they said, they can pay us more money because the income and expense ratios aren't falling in the national standard, and therefore we're going to bump them up and reject that. So what do you do, in fact, if that happens? Well, at least you know why your offer wasn't accepted. You can go to appeals if you do not agree with that and give them new information and say, no, IRS looked at that the wrong way. I wouldn't recommend you do that. unless you don't have a lot of money and you're sure of what you're saying, go yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I encourage people to do that if they're smaller cases and you're really close to being able to settle. On larger cases, you just shouldn't do that. You can also go ahead and file your offer again at a later time if it's accepted and fix the problems, in fact, that IRS sent you back in the first place. Anyway, that's all that I have. If you give me a subscription, I really love those because it helps us in the YouTube ratings, if you would. You can leave me a comment if you say, hey, Michael, here's a good subject to do a YouTube on. I look at every one of those. I try to get back and get my comments. I'm getting flooded with comments, so I put the ones, I try to do my best is what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you for listening today. You can find my information below in the description section. Thank you very much.